single to reach his 100th first-class 100 in 1947. 48.
That's a great claim to fame. Are you sure, Bum, that you perhaps didn't play against him in a warm-up game in India? I think you probably did.
I just had the name somewhere, and I thought, well, he's not recent, so I think he's dead, sadly.
Sadly, he's dead, yeah. He's 25 years dead this year, I'm afraid to say. Any more about Goggleball, or is that more or less?
That's pretty much it. He averaged 9 in his 5 tests, 4 against Australia. He got 44 in Sydney. That did help India on their way to the draw. It's the only draw they got in that series. They lost all the rest.
Okay, so we move back to Annie. Now, Emma Slater, England. Live cricketer, dead cricketer, or who's that word? Emma Slater, England.
Emma Slater, that's a really nondescript name. You know, it could be anything anyway. I'm going to say, who's that weirdo?
You're absolutely right. Oh my goodness me, this is incredible stuff from you two. Absolutely brilliant. Emma Slater is indeed.
You haven't given me a chance.
Well, I'm going to ask you who you think Emma might be. What did she do? What is her claim to fame?
I think she's a piano teacher.
Piano teacher? Well, that's plucked out of obscurity. I think that's a pretty good guess. No, she's not actually a piano teacher. She is the 2-time world gravy wrestling champion. Sure, you knew that. I'd find that hard to believe. Tony, tell us a little bit more about Emma Slater.
Well, yeah, didn't quite strike the wrong chord with that one, Annie. I'm afraid. The competition, she's won it since 2007. The World Gravy Wrestling Championships have been held in the village of Stacksteads at the Rosenfold Carvery. She has indeed won it twice in a series of knockout rounds. Men take on men, women take on women, wrestling for 2 grueling minutes in a thickly padded pool filled with cold gravy.
I want to see
The
it.
judges pick a winner. Judges pick a winner for each bout. Their decision is based, of course, on wrestling ability, but more importantly, the quality of their fancy dress and the outrageousness of their antics. Winners are anointed, of course, by having a bucket of gravy poured over their heads. And now our Emma is from Oldham.
Yeah.
Ice Station Zebra. 36 now she is. She won the competition last against Roxy Afzal, who competes under the name of the Oxo Fox.
I'm surprised, Bumble, you haven't been asked to do the judging for that, seeing as it's in that neck of the woods. Have you never been asked to do the World Gravy Wrestling Championships?
I've been in the pub. I know the...
Oh, you know the
Well,
pub? There you go.
It must be. I'll tell you what. It must be serious stuff, because in the most recent event, Sky Penty, aka Rhonda Gravy, she won it despite having dislocated her arm in a fierce bout against the Oxo Fox. And the referee, who I think is also the landlord of the pub, a chap called Stephen Claxon, had to put her arm back in place, and she carried on and went on to win.
Oh my god. I prefer to eat gravy personally, although probably not after someone's been wrestling in it.
I'll give you a quiz question.
Go on then. Yeah, go on. Quiz within a quiz.
This is Stacksteads. Okay?
Yeah.
Stacksteads. Which Lancashire bat opened the batting with Everton Weeks and went on to become England manager and came from Stacksteads?
Ooh, a Lancastrian.
I'll put that over to you because you're a lot older than me, Tony.
Well, thank you for that.
3 or 4 years older than me.
Lancashire, do you know what? I don't know. If we're talking about that age group, Weeks, Walcott, etc. Don't know.
I don't know the answer.
You've got me.
Tell us. You have to tell us.
Who was it?
Bob Bennett.
Bob Bennett. Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. I was. We talked about Bob Barber last week, weren't we? In something or other.
No, we were likening him to Liam Livingstone.
That's right. That's right. Bob Barber, indeed. Right. So the scores on the doors at the moment are Bumble 4, Annie 4. It couldn't be tighter. It's almost as exciting as our Melbourne standoff last week. But we move on, and we move on now to Bumble, and we ask him. Brett Gibbs, Australia. Live cricketer, dead cricketer, who's that really? Brett Gibbs.
G-E-V-E-S.
E-E-V-E-S.
Jeeves.
Or Jeeves even, yeah, it could be Jeeves, couldn't it?
Yeah, Jeeval. Yeah, Givo.
Oh, you remember Givo? Oh, Givo. Good man.
He is a present cricketer.
You're absolutely unbelievable, Bumble. What is that? Are you sure you haven't got someone prodding you from behind a couple of times? I know, man, but you might like it.
I think that's a different show entirely.
There's no stopping him at the moment. Brett Gives is indeed a live cricketer. Do you want to guess about how old he might be at this particular stage? At both points? Oh, I didn't see that. I saw your mouth move, but I didn't hear.
22.
No, you're nowhere near, I'm afraid to say. He's about twice that age. Well, nearly. He's actually 40. What do we know about Brett Gives, Tony?
What do we know about Brett Gives? Well, he's from Claremont in Tasmania. His nickname is Banger, a bit like Marcus Trescothick, isn't it, Annie? Wasn't he called
Yeah, he's Banger.
Banger, indeed. He's played for Australia, Tasmania, and a couple of games, indeed, for Delhi Daredevils. Latterly, right-arm fast medium bowler, right-handed batsman, briefly part of Australia's short-form setup. A back injury, sadly, at 29, forced him into retirement. In his 2 ODIs against Bangkok and South Africa, Bangkok, what am I saying? Bangladesh and South Africa. Bangladesh. Just South Africa, 2008-2009, took 3 wickets at 26. Had a best bowling of 2 for 11 versus Bangladesh and Darwin. And his only T20 international took 2 for 35 against South Africa at the Wanderers. He got Herschel Gibbs and A.B. de Villiers, though, quite cheaply, but Australia still lost.
Good names to get, eh?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so Bumble moves into a 6-4 lead with just one more name before we take a break. And we're at the break. What we have, Bumble, you won't know about this, is we have social justice warrior stroke right-arm seam bowler Chris Woke, who writes a regular column for us. He's going to be talking about things that have been upsetting him this week. So we'll have a little break. It doesn't mean you actually get a break. It's just like we do it and then we fill it in if you get one. Anyway, moving on to Annie, and she's going to look to draw level. How about this one, Annie? Arthur Fielder, England. Live cricketer, dead cricketer. Who's that weirdo? Arthur Fielder.
Well, he's been made to sound like a cricketer because of Fielder. He's made to sound old because of Arthur.
Exactly.
So he's either an old cricketer, or I think he's who's that weirdo?
No, you're wrong. You fall behind. Into the interval we go with Bumble in the lead. He is not a weirdo.
You can throw it to Bumble now.
Yes, I've got to pass it across.
No, don't give it to him.
Dead cricket or live cricket? That's all that's left for a bonus point.
Dear Arthur, he's a dead cricketer.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. So another point to Bumble. He goes to 7-4 in the league. He's a dead cricketer. He died. What age did he die at?
He died at 74.
Oh, I'm going to give you 3 more points. My goodness me, you are running away. Sorry, 2 more. Running away with this because you're very close. He was 72 when he died in 1949. Tony, before we get to Chris White, tell us more about Arthur Fielder.
Well, yeah, it is a wonderful piece of nominative determinism. You're absolutely right. He was a fast bowler for Kent and England before the First World War. Was born in Tunbridge in 1877, the year, of course, of the first ever test. He was the first player to get 10 first-class wickets in an innings, which he got in the Gentlemen Players match at Lord's, took all 10. The feat was accomplished in 1906, although the Gentlemen won the game despite that. In his first
Another good delivery, not a convincing shot.
20 apiece.
Prickish top edge, goes all the way. I wouldn't mind that, Kusal Mendes and Sri Lanka.
Australia for England to Pelham in 1907 around Arthur Jones. And the second term.
8 from the first 2. Now they can run 2 here, but they stay with 1. The long way for the fielder to come running in. Yes, but it was to his throwing hand, so...
Bumble knew him, obviously.
Bumble, he's you can't put Arthur Fielder past Bumble. I was glad that you got that one, Annie, because I think he would have socked that up. As it is, we go into the break.
Ball striking the maker's name, bat manufacturer's name.
rather than the middle of the bat. And now Nisanka 6 from 7, which Crictales Mendes is doing
Bumble is leading.
the big hitting.
We shall now hear from Still a little pinching.
Yeah, much better from Hardik. But that's the difficult part for a captain who's a bowler as well. While he's bowling, he's got to think about the next over as well. Arshdeep Singh going for 19 in his first. Has looked rusty in his first over. And then going back to what you mentioned, Harsha, about playing a few games before you start playing international cricket again. There's a very good example of that.
Just bowls too many, Deep. He's such a fine cricketer. Just bowls too many no balls. Will clear the infield this time. Well calculated shot, if not the best hit. And they'll get 2 more. This is a different Sri Lankan batting side out there now. Happy to take chances. This is a good start. They're scoring at 11.29. It's exactly the kind of start teams are looking for in the first 6 overs of power play. Good over so far, 11 of it. Now square legs being pushed a lot squarer. It's about a little finer, almost long legs. Fine legs inside the circle.
Simply unmanageable. One of the specky grey bearded dinosaurs gorilla with depressing means in pathetic. In my day, cricket fighters regularly knock out 1,000-word articles every day of the week.
11 off it, it's 32 for Nola.
The matron with a sore wrist. Lads.
जिम्मेदारी से खेलें। आपके किचन और बाथरूम को चाहिए MYK लेटी क्रीट SP100 टाइल जॉइंट का ऑलराउंडर। MYK लेटी क्रीट SP100 जोड़ हो।
Now on, I shall be operating one-day work. This means that within any given 14-day period, I shall insist on 13 days of rest. All expenses paid to the Spa Limited.
Now we're 2 on the trot.
Birmingham's organic food village, Leaky Blinders. That will leave me fully fit and firing for one day a fortnight to craft world-class content for you.
Replaces Arshdeep Singh with a very expensive first over.
This sort of action is the only way to get employees to sit up and take notice.
Tell you what, the ball is going in different areas from where it's intended to.
It's been the outside edge, the most productive part of the Sri Lankan bat so far. Quite a few outside edges and inside as well. A few boundaries of them. But they wouldn't mind. A really good start, already 33, and this is just the start of the 4th over.
He's always got his finger on the pulse.
Yeah, somebody there listening into the broadcast will say, but look at the scoreboard. Look at what the scoreboard is saying. It's interesting that India have opted to do the difficult part at this ground. So the history suggests you bat first and you win more matches. They had to defend in 1 KD, which was the more difficult half. Now they're bowling first here, which is the more difficult half.
Because that's what Hardik mentioned in the first game as well. He wants this team to do the harder things and prepare for more difficult challenges going forward.
Interesting listening to the 2 captains for the toss. Straight down the ground. This time he's in more control and will beat the fielder into the boundary. This is a rollicking start now from Sri Lanka.
Great name of Ronald Saggers, Australia.
Well, again,
live cricketer. Who's that with? Ronald Saggers.
Even as I'm talking about this, the siren going for a no ball.
For Annie to come back into the game.
One thing I'll say is, as a professional, you cannot be doing this. We often hear the players, today's players say that we'll try and do things within our control. Not bowling a no ball is in your control.
I can't even pass it over anyone to guess
What happens after you deliver the ball when the batsman does whatever is another thing.
It depends whether you think 1987.
Not bowling a no ball is definitely in your control.
One side is a dead Australian cricketer.
Yeah, it's an infection and it's catching. You're letting the side down when you bowl no balls. It's an innings that's only been 21 legal deliveries old. Yeah, 51 for no loss Sri Lanka. Arshdeep Singh, 3 no balls. And I think it was one of those no balls that allowed Kusal Mendes to get in. Played that beautiful shot for 6 over long leg. This can drive the captain. Absolutely nuts.
Played for Australia and New South Wales as a keeper and batsman. Not tall for a wicket-keeper, he was.
And they're not bowling no balls. It's actually been a pretty decent spell. Just that they've had so many free hits.
With an average of 23.89. He's a 1 century goal. He's 104
It also gets the batters going. Straight off the bat, as a batter, you get a couple of free hits, you get into that momentum, you start batting more freely. That definitely does not help the bowling unit at all.
14 of these 41 have come off free hits. Now down the ground again. Sri Lanka are enjoying themselves. Well done. Big cheer for Rahul Tripathi at his home ground. He chased the ball all the way. It looked most of its journey was going for 4, but the good fielders will never give up.
It's been twice in this over. It seems like Kusal Mendes is trying to go over mid-wicket, but he's found the ball over the bowler's head. Oh, the debutant does really well here, Rahul Tripathi.
Proper Australian larrikin character.
It's just a big bundle of energy. It's Rahul Tripathi.
We'll do that at the end of the show. Moving on then, unfortunately,
11 off Mavi's first over.
Failure in that particular instance. We move on and we say
shot. As good a cover drive as any you will see. 15 from that over, and Sri Lanka now having a party. 47 for no loss from 4.
MPL Poker. Here you'll meet mind readers.
Have you got all your county cricket matters above your head?
I have.
Alphabetical order.
Yeah, no, they're in issue order.
They all start with C, don't they?
They all start with C.
There's a lot of C's.
Yes, there are indeed. Rafiqul Alam.
Right, well, we haven't had one of these for a while, so I'm going to go, who's that weirdo?
And we're going over the top. Good start, 47 for no loss.
What an improvement already from the last game. 24 for 2 after 4, and they've doubled it, Sri Lanka.
27.
And as Harshal mentioned it, it's a rollicking start. Yes, courtesy, some indifferent bowling, transgressing the line, and hence Akshay Patel has been summoned. He bowled the last over in the previous game, defending 12 runs. He's been asked to bowl the 5th over now against a rampaging Kusal Mendes.
Rafiqul Alam, yes, he's 65.
Sanji still in the com box, and Ajit Agarkar joins me too. Good evening, gentlemen. For a start, this has been
terrific start. I think a little bit unusual to what Sri Lanka usually are. They are a bit more watchful at the top. Those no balls certainly help them on their way. This is the one thing you don't want as a bowler. It's hard enough in T20 cricket.
There you go.
As many free hits as India has in this first power play.
He's got a deep square and a long off the two fielders outside the 30-yard circle. Akshay Patel.
We only have 4 names to go. It's really hot enough. Bumble has 8.
There are times when you see a left-arm spinner bowl with a deep mid-wicket and a man inside the 30-yard circle to the right of the square leg umpire, but this time he's chosen the deep square leg option. Good over so far.
Yes, he's hanging the ball in.
Oh, you just...
There's not much turn on the surface at the moment.
speed with which he played Lillian Thompson.
And he's bringing the ball in, releasing it late, bringing it in.
A weirdo. She's a sheep.
It's zipped off the pitch, this one. The first volley ball at 99. This one is bowled at 99 kilometers per hour. That is quick.
I think she's a musician.
You're quite close, but not close enough.
Again, well bowled. Just two off it, 49 without loss.
डैडी को पसंद क्लासिकल गाना
और बेटा यमला पगला दीवाना
दोनों के अलग है रंग
पर दोनों का यही अनोखा स्वाद कमला पसंद.
That is absolutely right. Born in 1987.
If you see
she
one,
is that film actress.
you will buy none
singer.
other.
Did you say singer then?
MRF Zapper C1. Longer lifetime.
TV host and politician. She was crowned Miss Sri Lanka in
She's, give her a point. She does so many things. She could have named anything.
Well, it doesn't say sort of plumber, electrician.
Lovely stadium here in Pune in Dahunje. The second T20 international of the Mastercard series, and Sri Lanka are off to a very quick start. 47 coming in the first, 4 generally the 5th and the 6th for any bowler are two of the toughest bowlers in T20 cricket. If the opposition is off to a start, so it was a very fine over. Another spinner coming into play. Chahal starting with a quick one.
She probably does.
Yes, what a terrific over that was from Akshar Patel, just giving away 2 runs.
Right, moving on.
Dropped the run rate down from almost 12 to 9.5, and now Chahal.
You're going to have to go here, Annie.
It'll be interesting to see what speed Chahal bowls.
United States. Live cricketer, dead cricketer.
He's got the man right for that shot. Mind you, Akshar Patel had a deep square leg. Yuzvendra Chahal bowling with a deep mid-wicket. The different pace that he bowls, the different lines and different lengths that he bowls. Sometimes the batsman is invited or is forced to hit towards that deep mid-wicket side rather than deep square leg.
Oh, you're so close. I'm going to give you an extra point.
Yeah, I think also Karthik, the boundaries slightly bigger than what they were at Wankhede. I'd give him a little bit more confidence. They did get after him at Wankhede, so he's must be under a little bit of pressure.
Well, he's from Berbice in Guyana. The USA boxers play for Guyana, Amazon Warriors, and took place in the West Indies under-19s basketball. Hasn't really made much of an impression in first class cricket. He averages 25 in just 10 matches that he played.
Down the ground.
But his most valuable performance.
Also, breeze has to be kept in into your game plan as well, Ajit, isn't it? Over here, it's quite an open ground, so the wind actually where Chahal is bowling from actually blows from right to left, so anyone hitting into the wind is going to be tougher, and that's the bigger boundary too.
Back to Bumble, who's trying all the
Another fine over so far.
honed after years and years.
Yes, any captain will be happy if only singles are taken off the final over of the power play.
The final round of names. Lennis Page, New Zealand. Live cricketer, dead cricketer. Who's that one?
Nicely bowled, very nicely bowled. Fuller and quicker to close the over out. 6 gone, 55 without loss.
I'm told actually sort of stretched those balls. There is a
मेरा मतलब था चलो साथ खेले 8-2-3 पे
Rummy, Carrom, Pool, Fantasy.
Yes, well, exactly. We're back. I put that on specially for you guys.
Cheers, Ben.
You're not supposed to be on though.
What? Well, the roadster says I'm on ball by ball now. Robinson's coming in, and he bowls to whoever the left-hander is. Just got up, and it turns up on the onside. Message you've been watching all day. It's the left-hander. Oh, it's Shakil. Sorry.
There you go.
There was a wicket just before lunch. I know that much.
Indeed, there was.
Contrast.
I think Pakistan have been very lax.
Batum Nissanka at the other end, 13 of 18.
Hello, Annie.
Annie.
And he needs to get
Annie,
a move
coincided.
Yeah, and I've only just pulled out of bed So I just did see the highlights. So
can't stop it.
Yeah,
slightly short.
That's as good as it gets.
Arshdeep Singh was
so
too far away.
So I'm a bit slow.
Well, let me it's 117 for 3 Pakistan.
Tried to again do what he did in the previous over.
Bear will tell us who won the toss. Robinson bowls and
quite
misses with. That's tucked out by Baba. Azam's on 30, goes to 31 now.
Placed it well enough.
Toss won by Pakistan. You'd have done the same message, batted first.
Fairly fine.
Absolutely, on any pitch in Pakistan ever, I think I would have batted first. That was a no ball.
No ball. Robbo overstepping there, so
the two spinners have pulled it back for India. And 8 of the last 2 overs of the power play.
Absolutely right.
There's a boundary in this over.
And
you can see Akshar Patel at his best when he can control his length.
Points I'll come on to in a moment.
At the moment he has it.
Does Bazball mean winning a series 3-0? Are they going to be getting their full gas? Robinson bowls and Shakir
what a shot.
Forward defensive. What do we think in the McCullum Stokes era? Is there
even
such
the
a
other
thing
day in
as a
Mumbai he batted well? And
no, they're here for entertainment. That's what they're
free
here
hit
for.
of Arshdeep was an indication
I
of a
think
man
they won't make it into their
who
brother
can
won't make it into an
hit these big shots. And this is a
I'd like to
magnificent
know from the Guerrilla Cricket founder, producer, raconteur, whether he's
As
on
a spinner,
England
you know.
to win
As a spinner, you know when you've bowled it just that a fraction of a centimetre too full towards the batsman and it disappears.
Not yet.
And that's the margin in T20 cricket you're talking about again. He's bowling
paid out
to a batsman who's going to hit into the wind too. Sorry, with the wind too.
Until he
gets that much more easier.
Swoops to conquer.
Well, as I was saying before,
MPL
lunch, I think
you'll meet
Pakistan are going to I think England has
risk
got,
takers.
Well, that's why I think, yeah. Sorry, Messrs.
I can't see England losing this one. I really can't.
Yeah,
Pakistan shouldn't have lost a wicket at all before lunch, to be honest.
So they brought in Shah Masood.
Yes, Robinson to Shakil, defensive, no run.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. And how did he do? Not very well, I'm guessing. I'm just having a look.
He made 30 off 37, and he looked quite good for a while, but he just got out to a dreadful shot, and you can say the same of Azhar Ali. He should never have even gone for that shot. He got caught by folks.
But Azhar Ali's mindset is probably a bit shot at the moment, isn't it? If he's leaving cricket.
Well, it didn't affect Alistair Cook.
That's true.
Mind you, his mindset's set for life.
For an express pace bowler like Umran Malik.
120 for 3. So let's go through the scorecard. Abdullah Shafiq was LBW to lead.
Well, again, he starts off with
I noticed he has
at
gone
about 141 kilometers per hour.
Shan Masood leads bowled with 30.
Great effect.
Was the man out just before, as we said. Folks bowled Robinson 45. That leaves Baba Azam on 31. And Shakil on 1. England giving a debut to Rehan Ahmed. How was that, Messrs? What did you think of his debut?
He tossed it up, but
of only 27 deliveries.
I don't want to be hard.
He looked really good in Mumbai as well, and has carried on from there. Atum Nisanga was the first one who hit the boundary today, but after that it's been all.
It must be nerves, for goodness sake. He's very young, so let's give him a chance.
Again, a little bit of wind. Lots of pace on that.
Well, I suppose it's just.
But it's only going one place once you flash that hard.
With the night of the
been a terrific innings from.
What has he done in under 19?
He's not finished yet.
And stuffed it at second level cricket to warrant it. It's Jack Leach, and we're going to give Bear the opportunity to exercise his index finger.
That was quicker towards or angled towards Kusal Mendes. Again, he seems to bang the ball short, isn't it, Ajay? That's his go-to delivery. That's what he likes doing. The odd one, he does throw it up, and those are the quicker ones. We saw him
defensively played out there by I like a bit of Chris Rea,
the skipper, the last game. The go-to delivery seems to be the short one.
That's Jeff Perkins.
I think it's a natural length as well, where you bang into the pitch. Doesn't have to be short.
I think you're wrong on both counts. I think that's Richard Peel.
I think it is. Taken a bit of sting off that shot. Still a little race away
it's a
to
pretty
the boundary.
decent Chris Rea impersonation. I think that's no run off the first two balls.
This one
120 for 3.
Sanka's
if
been
you're
out
waking
there for a
up,
while
which
now.
is more than Annie and I
Remember the power
quite
fielder got a
yeah,
hand,
they won't
had
wake up
enough
in
of
the
it.
same place, obviously.
Something is given the batsman a little bit of room to free
Annie's in
his arms.
deepest Devon,
If
that's
you're
out
more
to
accurate, a little bit outside the off stump.
I'm in deepest
does
Devon
allow the
and it's
batsman
still
that little
bloody
freedom
cold.
to
Yes,
move
and
their
I'm
arms.
on, yeah,
But
I'm
to
in
answer
other-
your question,
another county.
any bowler
Unfortunately,
who's
3
got the
minor.
pace, he is
I'm on
going
the
to
3
bank
counties
quality.
border, but sadly 3 minor counties.
Make no mistake,
Yes.
he is
and
going to
that's
bank the ball.
played out to the vacant.
And he's got the protection as well. They've got 3 fielders on the leg side on the boundary.
Shaquille
It's a
on
deep
one.
mid-wicket, deep square leg.
Yeah, I
and
can
a
only
deep fine leg.
dredge up the messes Oxfordshire, Wiltshire, and
One thing we
Berkshire.
saw in New Zealand,
Nice
beautiful
county.
counties.
Yeah,
From
yeah, I like
Especially
it.
Wiltshire. I love Wiltshire.
Really
Just
good
to
control.
cheer you all
Contributed
up
to
too.
the sports to English cricket.
Yeah,
T20
true.
cricket might be a little bit different.
Just to cheer you all up, Stephen Smith's recently been bowled by Nortje for 36.
12 again.
Get in there.
Off this over.
Get in there, yes. The first
Hooda
day.
overs again for Sri
I'm going to
Lanka.
go to message in a moment for a full recap on that, how the first day is going in that series. Coming one after the other, Australia, South Africa, the first day of the
80
series
without loss.
today, being played at Messrs.
At Brisbane.
Have we talked about Sydney Thunder's 15 all out?
Yeah, a bit, yeah. Yeah, that was fairly dramatic, wasn't it?
That was incredible. That was...
and Boland has just got out for 1, so Australia are 5 for 1 for 145 for 5. Boland was in his night watchman.
Excellent, even better.
Didn't go well.
Didn't read the job description, obviously. Here's Leach, and that's short. That's Leach's 4 ball and over, but this time it's just tucked round for a single.
Can I just say,
by
Leach had,
Shaquille.
it looks like Leach had another shout, didn't he? That was umpire's call. So let's not be too harsh on him yet, David.
Yeah, it was just umpire's call. I don't think any of us would have given that.
Leach goal, and that's tickled down the corner nicely by Shaquille, and he's going to get another single. No, do you know, I came on this morning and I've got a big notice in front of me. I knew I was on with you, saying don't be too hard on Leach. That's my instruction.
But you failed on that already, haven't you?
If I report the bowling figures, yes. At the end of this, he's 1 for 52 off 12.
Yes, he
53
has.
off 12.
Yeah,
122
let's
for
look
3.
at Barber instead. Isn't he doing well?
But he is.
32 off 36.
What's the social media universe got for us, Messrs?
Well, the only person who's actually awake after lunch so far is Leah, who says, I hope England get all that winning in the subcontinent out of their system now, before the tour of India. When are they touring India?
I'm not sure, actually. I haven't looked.
Nor am I.
No.
Just to fill you in on the situation at the Gabba, which is a really, really green looking pitch. South Africa were all out for 152. Stark took 3, Lyon took 4. And in reply, Australia have just got out of stumps at 145 for 5. And the pitch has still got a bit of life in it, but it'll get better as time goes on.
Well, we look on enviously on this flat track as Robinson bowls to Gill. 15 wickets in the day, Messrs. So, looking at the South African performance, say compared to West Indies in the first test, West Indies would have exceeded those figures twice, despite bearing the opprobrium of the Australian media after their second test. How would you compare the South African performance to the West Indies?
Well, it was a much livelier wicket than either Perth or Adelaide was. And Bavuma and Verena both batted pretty well, actually. Bavuma got 38.
It's Kusal Mendes is looking extremely destructive.
Only
He's looking in great nick, but he's got to go.
Double figures.
Well made 52 of just 31.
So it was a tough wicket,
80 for 1.
but there were also some not very good shots by them. Better than West Indies, I'd say, and their bowling attack is way better.
Well, as selected And let's just got to remind you that West Indies beat England less than a year ago. That's driven up to the offside. There's no run. No, but Kumar Roach's injury, I think, slightly less effective in Australia, but he is a class bowler and has been written off so many times, been written off again. Robinson bowls, Shaquille plays that one down, and there's no runs. You also had injuries to Jaden Seals, who was unable to play in the
changing the batting lineup, and I like it.
Obviously, the finger has to be pointed out. The chairman of selectors, Desmond Hayes,
he's known for big hitting, and especially against spin.
Was unsuited for office, other than just a symbolical ceremonial office.
And he's
picked a strange team with inexperience of and I thought that Anderson Phillip did okay as the third team, but they were struck down by injuries. Robinson bowls and Shaquille covers up the place defensively. They flew over, which I always thought was madness. It took only a squad of 15, I think, there, and they flew over Mark
straight away opens his account with that single
from Jamaica. To play in a Test match less than 2 days after he landed. And the thing is, there hasn't been much first-class cricket in West Indies. COVID has ravaged the domestic schedule, so you got guys turning up who just weren't match fit. And
just trying to tuck it to mid-wicket,
in his second over.
Missing it completely.
They need a baseball.
The good thing was that both the keeper and the bowler.
Well, I mean, speaking of being unfit, they needed
round the corner, and that is going to be the first boundary of the afternoon session.
Didn't even have to come to them to go for the review. He was convinced, and it turned out to be a good one.
Terrific bowling. It's been really good over.
Can I just say, David, because in between your West Indies,
the control,
England are not
scoring. The lines have been very straight.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure.
And most of the times he's on the quicker side today.
What is New Zealand? Yes,
he's adapted really well to the surface.
Does realise that that's well pitched up. That's driven nicely.
Bowling a lot quicker and flatter, not leaving the stumps much.
In a row, Bear, you thought you were in for a quiet session. Here we go again.
Most T20 wickets, number 2 on that list. Very, very good over and a successful one for India and UZ Chahal.
Well,
83 for 1 Sri Lanka.
Hen's teeth, Robinson being hit for 2 fours. Do you know, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Hit for 2 fours in succession. Yeah, well, talk us through England's 2023 schedule, Annie.
Yeah, okay, so January we've got 2 one-day internationals in South Africa, and then we've got another one in February, and New Zealand Test match series.
Hold on, we don't play any Test matches against South Africa. We go there and we play a meaningless bilateral ODI series. That works so well in Australia.
Lost the wicket off
ODI series without Test match context is meaningless, isn't it?
It is, absolutely.
Isn't it? You need the whole thing together.
It's going to be important.
That's a fixed away nicely wristily by Babar Azam. There's a man back at long on.
And Umran, Malik to continue.
Debutant, Rehan. And
straight away round the wicket to the left-hander.
And then in February we've got just a two-match Test series against New Zealand, which I always feel really sad that they don't manage more than 2.
Very fast delivery.
That is poor. That is poor. The series against the current Test match championship holders, I believe. Only 2 tests.
Nothing.
We had to fit in the 3 ODIs against South Africa.
That's right, absolutely.
Has to take priority. Also, hopefully the new regime sort this out.
Nothing in March, April and May. June we've got England, Ireland. And then, of course, we have the Ashes, finishing in time for the 100.
It's too quick.
In August.
There's a little bit of extra bounce.
Then we
inside
have
edge onto the stumps.
T20.
It is terrific bowling, and that's why Goal does that kind of pace. Rajapaksa has gone for 283 for 2 Sri Lanka.
Lots of T20.
We'll have drinks as well.
Against New Zealand and England,
and some ODIs, I think.
And ODIs.
Yes.
Madhu?
Yeah, 3 ODIs. 4 ODIs against New Zealand.
And then
3 ODIs against Ireland. And then the World Cup.
Quickly run single by Gill, 132 for 3.
Yeah, it must be the World Cup because there's nothing seen there, so yeah.
Oh, another World Cup. Excellent.
Well, you're the holders. You should be looking forward to defending the trophy.
As a West Indies supporter, I'm pretty neutral on that. Forward goes Baba, and there's no one. Just want them to qualify, you know. That'd be nice. and a lot of inquests going on about that performance in Australia.
Yeah.
You know, there was one very poor innings from West Indies, and I'd say the bowling was pretty toothless.
Yeah, the first test was
okay.
Yeah.
Here's Leach, he bowls, and that's played out. It was the middle order that